There is so much happening in these 3:30 games. It's absolutely crazy. So much I had to make notes just to kind of talk about what's going on right now. I'm not going to be doing this every week because obviously I stream most weeks. But since Michigan's not streaming or not playing this week, I'm making update videos over these games. Right now, Stanford and Washington I got on right now just because there's not really anything else on yet. So I had to make notes of all these games because there's a bunch of crazy stuff happening. First of all, Oklahoma lost. Now, that wasn't a 3:30 game, but I haven't made a video since the noon games, and that game was on a lightning delay. So they didn't get done until well into the 3:30 games. And Oklahoma took a lead in this game and had a chance to win this game. Kansas ended up coming back and winning this game over Oklahoma. Oklahoma now has a loss in the Big 12. I think that means every Big 12 team has a loss now. Now, I still think Texas and Oklahoma obviously are going to be the final two in the Big 12 championship. I just do. I don't see any other team really being in that spot. But now both teams have a loss. It's going to be a lot harder for a Big 12 team to get into the playoffs. It's still possible, obviously. Texas is still in it. They did win today. Texas, what did they do? They beat BYU 35-6. So, I mean, they won that game pretty big. They never really never really was in doubt there. Texas over BYU. But Oklahoma, that's definitely the biggest loss of the day. They were 6th ranked in the country going up against an unranked Kansas team. Pitiful. Michigan State. I know no one gives a crap about Michigan State, but I'm a Michigan fan. Minnesota smacked Michigan State around for about 3.5 hours, 27-12. Hey, Michigan State, it's okay. It's okay. At least you scored 12 more points than you did last week. Oh, my goodness. All right. Michigan State's a dumpster fire. We all know it. Notre Dame, 58-7 over Pittsburgh. Nebraska and Purdue. Nebraska won 31-14 here. See you next week, Purdue. Duke was a letdown, man. This game, Louisville and Duke, was a big letdown. I really thought this would be a better game. Louisville ended up winning 23-0. They got a shutout win over Duke. Duke just couldn't get anything going, even with Riley Leonard. I'm not going to make fun of Duke. It's not fun to make fun of Duke. Georgia destroyed Florida 43-20. Not really surprised. Oregon and Utah was disappointing too. I was hoping for a good game there, but Oregon ended up destroying Utah and never really was in doubt. From the beginning of this game, it was obvious they were going to win this game, 35-6. Oregon's really, really good. Oh my goodness. What's going on in this game, man? It looks like Stanford's going to have to punt. Game's not over because the game started a little later than the 3:30 games, but USC down to Cal 43-29 and started the fourth quarter. Obviously, there's still a whole quarter left for them to win. What are you doing? What are you doing, USC? You are a dumpster fire. You're on your way to losing your third straight game after starting the season 6-0. What is the score right now? I'm actually curious because it has been a little bit since that game got over, or since that game started. I can't find it. Okay, yeah, it's still 43-29. At the start of the fourth. USC, I don't know what you're doing. 43-29, not acceptable over Cal. You want to hear USC's remaining schedule? Washington, Oregon, UCLA. All three of them are ranked teams. Cal is not, and you're losing 43-29. USC may finish the season 6-6. They may after starting the season 6-0 finish 6-6. Doesn't look like USC was ever going to recover from that disaster that was the Notre Dame game. So, but yeah, that's what's going on right now. Not a lot of like great games or anything. Actually, the Michigan State Minnesota game was entertaining for me, and Nebraska Purdue was pretty good for a while. But other than that, Kansas and Oklahoma ended up being a really good game. Almost everything else seems like it's a blowout. Just not a lot going on. Hopefully these 7:30 games are a little bit better. Ohio State, Wisconsin here starting pretty soon. There's a few other games going on that could be interesting. Washington, Stanford still going. We'll see how that goes for Washington. I expect the bounce back and stuff, and for them to play a little bit better compared to how they did against Arizona State. So, yeah, I guess I'll update you guys when the 7:30 games are over, and I'll probably have one more video tonight. After that too, I don't know. Maybe I'll just save it for tomorrow or Monday even. Tuesday is a big day, though, because the first college football playoff rankings come out. I'm going to be making my first top 10 of the season. I decided, I wanted to make a top 10 every week, but I never ended up really doing that. And I was like, it just seems kind of worthless to do it this early on in the year. I didn't really know where I wanted to rank people. I'm not going to do a top 25 because, who cares, really? The top 10. I'll do a top 10 playoff rankings, my own playoff rankings. It's not going to be, very, similar to the current playoff rankings that come out on Tuesday. But I'll kind of make my own video reacting to how I felt about the playoff rankings, and then I'll make my own rankings, and then obviously you'll see me next week for Purdue and Michigan and a couple other games. I don't know what other games I'm going to stream. I'm going to be back streaming next week. Purdue and Michigan is on at 7:30, so it'll be the night game. I don't know what other games I'll stream. I'll figure something out. I'm kind of glad I didn't stream today because there wasn't really a whole lot of great football today. So, but yeah, that's what I'm up to. That's what I'm going to be doing here soon. So, thank you guys for watching, and well, I'll see you later.